Stampers, I thought I would show you how to make this little onesie. It's so cute and it's very easy so that you can really mass produce it. So what I did was I started off with a 4 1/4 by 11 cardstock and folded and folded in half, and what I end up doing is run the other half under the Swiss dot polka dot embossing folder through the Big Shot. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to fold this in half first and then set this aside. All the other pieces you'll need is you need 2 of the designer paper, which measures 1 7/8 by 1/2 inch. 3 of these little trim, which I will show you in a minute how to make them. You'll need a rub-on and a remnant of the Whisper White. So I'm going to set all these aside, and what you'll need is you're going to take this remnant scallop punch, add the rub-on first, and place it on center. And take your bone folder or whatever you have on hand. You're going to take your bone folder and you're going to rub it gently across your paper, catching all the images as much as you can, and then slowly rip it off. If it's not rubbed on completely, place it right back on, and these are so easy and so fun to do. Okay, let's set that aside. Now what I'm also going to do is take my pink Pirouette ink pad and take my sponge and sponge the edges. Just kind of give you a kind of softer look. I love sponging. There you go. Set that aside to let it dry. Then you're going to sponge your trim. Oops. Here's one trim. I'm going to sponge the other trim. That aside. Now I'm going to show you how to make the trims. What you're going to start off is the 1 3/8 circles, and what I have done was I marked the center on the top and on the bottom and on the left and right side. The reason why is that it's easier to see when you're punching through things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch about over half mark. I'm going to punch a circle. Then I'm going to take my scallop punch. Now I didn't do it for this, which I should. And what I'm going to do is I lay it upside down, and I'm going to center it and punch this out. Okay. Set that aside. Again, this trim will also be sponged. And set that aside. Shut this down. Now to make the sleeves, what you're going to do is you're going to measure 1 7/8 going down and 5/8 going across. Just make a little dot. Repeat on the other side. So 1 7/8 and 5/8 going across. All I'm going to do is just take my paper snip and I'm going to snip from the 1 mark to the 5/8. Turn it around. Okay. Now I'm going to take my paper cutter and I'm going to cut from the 5/8 down to this corner. Line up the corner, and my 5/8 is about 2 1/4, so I'm going to make sure I'm going to stop at my 2 1/4 mark. Didn't cut all the way through, so I'm going to use my paper snip. Okay, repeat on the other side. So there's, and it's going to be at the 5-inch mark. That time it did. Good. Okay. Now with the legs, all you're going to do is take your 1 3/8 again. You're going to line that corner and the edge against this line. So what you're going to do is that corner and this edge, and you're going to punch that out. Repeat on the other side. This time the left side and the center. So the center and the left side. Punch that out. Remove all these pieces. Turn this around, and what you're going to do is, line it on center, just like that. Okay, the fold on the center, and be sure that it's equal on the 2 sides. I find it easier sometimes when you're stamping. It's easier to stand up versus sitting down. So there is my center. I'm going to punch the neckline. Okay. Take your 2-way glue and apply glue on the trim. Okay, there's one trim. There's the other trim. And here's my neckline. Okay, so with that, I'm going to turn this around and you're going to trim any excess off. Like so. Okay, then you're going to add your piece. Tape. Add your arms. Okay. Too long, trim it, no problem at all. the other side. Again, trim. Okay. Take your round scallop punch, and what you're going to do is dot it up. What I find is easier is just go to the dollar store. I like the height of these little squares. These pop up. And then add that on the center. Okay. Now with the bottom of your little the connectors, the brads, what you're going to do is take your mat and you're going to just take the line against the edge of the cardstock and center it. And then what you're going to do is take your paper piercer, find your middle, starting in the middle. What you're going to do is pierce it through the center, skip 2 holes to the right and 2 holes to the left. So you have 1 hole here, and then skip, and then a hole. Again, repeat, hole here, or skip, and then pierce it right through. Take your brads, put your brads in. Now, I find it easier just by flipping it over and use your paper piercer just to open the butterfly, like so. And then you can either use the one end and pound it to make sure that it's in place. And there you have it, the onesies that I just finished. Really, really simple. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.